Is Call of Dragons more free-to-play friendly in 2025 or it was in 2024? That's a great question which a lot of players are asking, and since I have played this game for basically more than 2 years since the launch, which means I was in the present of all the gameplay changes, all the updates and events which happened in Call of Dragons, I can finally speak about free-to-play friendliness of this game and compare it to the past times when game was quite new, right? So let's dive into the video and let's speak about the details which makes or not makes this game more free-to-play friendly for players who wants to play this game as a free-to-play player. First of all, let's start with the market and let's start with VIP store, right? Increasing levels of VIP level, it have not even changed. It kept same. One thing got changed, which is of course like level sweep, which is the next level from level 15, the last level, which is basically more for pay to win players because it's basically almost impossible to get to this level, simply because I think you need like 2 million points or even more to get these sweep buffs, and they are quite good, right? This is the new thing about VIP store, but what got more free to play friendly about VIP is actually the store, and we can see some new and amazing items which you can actually purchase as for a free-to-play players, right? Some of them are Sentinel arrows, 50 Sentinel arrows per week and 50 treaties per week. Trust me, these two items will help you so much in your free-to-play friendly gameplay. Imagine that you will have more basically free arrows and treaties, which means you will spend less gems buying them in order for you to unlock tier 5 troops, right? Because if you don't have a lot of sentinel arrows and treaties, it will be hard for you to unlock the last tier of legend or legendary troops, right? What else? I think that's like quite enough for it to become more free to play friendly. These two items are basically one of the most value when you start the game, and not only when you start the game. If you are tier 4 player, I think this is the highest value items which you can actually get, because in order for you to progress and unlock tier 5 troops, you have to have rally drum to level 25, and every single level you need to have a lot of treaties. And also watchtower is another building which you have to have 25 level, and in order to increase levels you need to have sentinel arrows, right? So basically, yeah, we can easily say for tier 4, tier 3, tier 2 players, this change is amazing for free to play players, but also the level 16 basically, which is sweep, is way worse for free to play players, right? Legion attack, like offensive buffs, it just got added to the game like a couple of months ago. Max SP, Legion capacity. So here is amazing buffs which are basically especially great for pay to win players. And yeah, at least we got something in this game from the VIP store, which is amazing for free to play players, right? Since we are speaking about Sentinel arrows and treaties, we have to mention that the new edition of Conquest achievements, you can actually get some arrows and treaties from here also, right? Like for example, Dispel of the Darkness will give you 40 Sentinel arrows and 50, right? We're gonna get 60 arrows here. So basically these events which we can see here, we are getting the arrows and treaties which we never got in 2024 or even in 2023, right? So basically these are, most of them are free to play friendly. Everybody will get it, but of course if you don't have to spend your gems or your money in order to get these two items, of course it will make life of free to play players more easy and more accessible, right? So yeah, I think this is amazing news for free to play players, and hopefully everybody is actually checking them throughout the gameplay, right? The next important topic which I always want to speak into 2023 and 2024. It was so hard to get legendary tokens, legendary medals in Call of Dragons, right? And that's the most important items, not only for the free-to-play players, but also for pay-to-pay players, right? Because that's the way how you are maximizing your legendary heroes, awakening them and making them 6-star, right? Before there was like couple of events happening per week which was giving you a small amount of legendary tokens, and that's the reason why it was so hard to actually awaken legendary heroes in this game, right? And yes, like after like 2024, now in 2025, with my own observation, I can say that it got way more frequent events. I'm not saying we have a newest lot of new events, but at least the events which are giving us legendary tokens, legendary medals, they got way more. Like they are online, they are playable in a more frequent way, which means we are getting more legendary tokens, more legendary medals, and which will mean that a free-to-play player will be able to awaken at least one hero in like 3, 4, 5 months. And if we're gonna speak about in the past, I spent one whole year to awaken my legendary Kinara, and it was my first ever legendary hero which I awakened, right? And now I believe it doesn't really need to be one whole year to awaken legendary hero, and it makes more free-to-play friendly, right? Free-to-play players will have at least one hero pair which will be awakened and which will be in max stats, and that's how they are going to be successful, and that's how they are going to progress through the Call of Dragons journey, and that's how they are going to make a lot of merits in Call of Dragons. You can see, right? Like Inara is 6-star, Zaida is 6-star, Magrat is 6-star, Nico is 6-star, and yeah, you might say that's the reason why I'm talking about these changes, right? But my topic is different because I'm an archer main. Every single legendary tokens and legendary medals I put in archers. But yeah, like for cavalry, you can see the stars and levels are basically really bad. Like not a single legendary token was added to the cavalries from my own collection. Infantry is quite same. Mages are a little bit tokens added, but not that important. And overall is quite same, right? So basically, if you're gonna strategize the game in a better way, we have way more events in a game which is giving us amazing rewards, right? Such as like alliance mobilization, right? It's online right now, we can easily talk about it. The amount of legendary tokens you can get from this particular event: 2 from here, 3 from here, 3 from here, and if we're gonna go more, 4 and 5, right? But I think these last levels are more for pay-to-pay players and the alliances. But I think events which got really frequent in Call of Dragons, like for example Trial of Light, sometimes it's like every single week. The Another event which is crucible, which you are destroying the PvE monsters and you are getting a lot of legendary tokens and medals. They are basically online once in every single 2 weeks, and in the past it was once in a month, right? We got Cosmic Interchange, which is the event which you can exchange the speed ups on your wish speed ups. Groimer's Wish, yeah, that's more for a pay-to-pay players, but still, you can easily go for lucky spins for like 500 and maybe you will get lucky. Also, once per year, we are getting the event which you can exchange your troops with the like for example, I exchanged my troops, my cavalry and infantry was exchanged to archers. That's a perfect event for the free-to-play players, right? We always like to have more troops, and even at least once per year on basically on anniversary events, we will be able to exchange undesirable troops on our desirable troops. So basically, we are having more choices in Call of Dragons, right? We are having more choices, and that's what makes this game way better. Of course, we have to speak about gems, right? We have to speak about gems. We have to think about gems, because gems are one of the most important currency in Call of Dragons, right? Since the arrows and treaties are viable from the store, since the arrows are basically viable from achievement systems. Here, free-to-play players won't gonna be spending too much gems in order for them to increase levels on Rally Drum and Watchtower, and basically that's how you are saving your gems, right? Of course, I'm not even speaking about how much gems you actually get from the events, like purely events which are happening on a daily basis. Of course, we all want to have more events, but if we're gonna compare to first year or when the game actually came out, it's a night and day difference, right? In terms of gems, how well you can actually collect gems in this game after these couple of changes, like more events. Treaties arrows are gettable from the events, achievement systems, from the store. You can get arrows and treaties more from forts and just basically killing darklings. So that's the one of the highest reasons how you can actually collect gems in this game without spending on things which are basically important, right? And unlocking tier 5 troops are really, really important. I think if we are speaking about gems, we can easily go to achievement system, which is basically a new thing, right? Conquest achievements, which are amazing for free-to-play players, right? Every single KVK, you have this small icon here. You're gonna go and basically you will do all the things which you are generally doing when KVK starts, like occupying villages, gaining prestige, completing Behemoth's elite raids, defeat Darkling patrols, capture warpads, resource healing, normal healing, merits which you are getting for PvP, building constructions, and also you have alliances, warband like achievements, like defeating behemoths, elite ones, normal ones, and real realm achievements also, right? What we can actually see here, we are getting a lot of important things, right? Not only resources are like one of the bad ones, speed ups, gold keys, a lot of speed ups, legendary tokens, gold keys, artifact keys, SP recovery, epic potions, which is 1k, regeneration potions, a lot of like resources and speed ups, elixirs, and Hydra crystals, which will allow you to purchase 3-star warpits, right? And yeah, even fighting, you will get amazing rewards, right? In like first year of gameplay, trust me, nothing like this was in the game. You can actually see, if you are in a good alliance, how many legendary tokens you are getting per season, right? Like two from here, let's go from 4 more to 3, 6 from the personal ones, and from the warband, 8, 10, 30, 16, 19, 21, 24, 26 legendary tokens you can actually get from the achievement system, right? So this is a lot, right? When game just got introduced and launched, 26 legendary tokens you could actually collect in 3 months. And it was, I don't know, like, and you got this for free basically by playing the game, plus whenever you are like completing these achievements, you are getting some points. For 20 achievements completed, you're gonna get random legendary hero from here, and basically those heroes are newest ones. And also you're gonna get random legendary emblem in order for you to increase the stars of your artifacts, right? So basically this is really, really free to play friendly, right? Am I making a mistake? I think I'm not, right? And of course, Ember system, if you are completing the tasks, you're gonna get Ember system, and you will be able to get the desired skills which you can get. But I think this is more for free-to-play and pay-to-play players. It's not especially great for free-to-play players in our case, right? We can easily get a lot of legendary medals, legendary tokens, more free gems in the game, because we got way more things to actually do in the game, right? And we have to speak about Roots of War, right? Roots of War got changed. Roots of War got changed a lot of times, right? And when the game came out and when Roots of War was new, I will say that only one team was accessible per alliance, right? Imagine for a one whole alliance, only 30 members were able to play Roots of War, right? Now, I think you can have three to four teams or even more, which means whole alliance will be able to get at least minimum of 5 legendary medals if you're gonna lose, right? If you're gonna win, you're gonna get 10 legendary medals. So in the past, only 30 members could actually get it. Now you can get whole alliance getting these amazing rewards, right? Legendary medals, legendary tokens, reserve legions, lot of speed ups, and lot of resources, and some gems, right? So I think I should not really speak too much how free-to-play friendly it actually got the Roots of War, since we will be able to play this game with the whole alliance, like make a lot of teams, and every single member will be able to participate in this event, right? Plus, we got Roots of War League, and the events, and this event is more of a realm to realm, more important event than Roots of War, because we are getting even better rewards here, right? Even better rewards, even better legendary medals, legendary tokens, gems, speed ups, universal artifact keys. Yeah, and also, of course, if you are in the strongest alliance in the game, which is really, really hard as a free-to-play player, you get a lot of Garden of Eternity, legendary city skin, Heart of the Forest, some cool 20 legendary tokens, 20 legendary medals, 50 24-hour speed-ups, and 25k gems, guys. Come on, like, these got way more free-to-play friendly, because like more rewards in the game, that's what makes free-to-play players more well, that's what makes Call of Dragons more free-to-play friendly than it was in the past, right? Than it was in the past. So yeah, that's like more events, and of course, when we're speaking about alliance events, we have to speak about alliance bounty system, right? Alliance bounty system, which is the newest thing, which you can get free resources by doing some alliance quests, which your alliance leaders and officers are doing, and the amount of resources you are actually getting, that's too much, right? That's too much. Let's see, like for example here, we are getting the sentry centaur sentry post, and here we also get some free stuff, right? Especially for the start of the game, whenever you want to get a lot of resources by being in alliance, by doing some random quests, which you can get, like for example, for 100k merits you are getting 5 million resources, right? And duration is 5 hours. That's kind of quest you can actually get from bounty system, and nobody will tell me this is not a free-to-play friendly. This is really, really free-to-play friendly. Basically, you are getting free resources by just doing the gameplay things which you generally do in Call of Dragons, right? And of course, more things we're gonna have in alliance systems, way, way better it will be for Call of Dragons, right? And that's another way. One more important topic which I wanted to mention in terms of alliance systems: migration, right? Let's remember what kind of migration system we had in the past and what kind of migration system we have right now, right? Pyramids was only gettable by buying the bundles. Now pyramids, you can actually get pyramids for 1 million alliance tokens or 1k gems, right? Per week. So does it make it a more free-to-play friendly game when the migration pyramids finally is accessible, when it was only for pay-to-play players? Yes, it does, right? And also I can share how much I gathered since that achievement. 49 migration pyramids I gathered since that update, when free-to-play players can actually acquire pyramids right now, and in the past it was almost impossible, right? It was almost impossible. And yeah, like honestly, I believe migration permits should have been like this, and then it was before, right? Of course, we have to speak about hospital because hospital got changed a lot, right? We can actually get way more elixirs, free elixirs in the game, which will make free-to-play players to have more fun in the game. And how we are getting more elixirs, some kind of policies which was added to the game, the governance systems directions gave us a lot more flexibility in open field PvP in terms of our hospital, right? And not only hospital, with the resource healing, more capacity, more villages in order for increase the capacity of the hospitals. That's like more free to play friendly updates which this game is giving us. And honestly, after those updates, like in the end of the KVK in zone 5, I generally get more than 500,000 free elixirs per day. That's like minimum, right? So if I will remember the past hospital, yeah, it was so hard to compete against pay to play players because one march outside of fight, your hospital was such a full that it was impossible for you to actually continue fighting in Call of Dragons, right? So yeah, utilizing the hospital, that also helped in terms of achievement systems with healing. You are getting some elixirs, and of course Merit Store got way better in terms of elixirs, and some seasonal features such as Timeless Treasury, which is giving us a lot of elixirs for free, basically, is quite good, right? And honestly, free elixir is in Call of Dragons is one of the most free-to-play friendly features in the game, which I have seen in Kingdom Builder games, right? And one more thing which I wanted to speak is when I started the game, it was impossible to recruit army and construct or increase. Like I will say, it was impossible to recruit troops and increase the level of the building at the same time, right? Like it was impossible to research and skill and increase level of the research building, and that was how Call of Dragons was when I started the game. Right now, you can recruit troops and increase level of the building at the same time. You can research skill and increase the research building level at the same time. So trust me, that's one of the biggest free-to-play friendly features which was added in the game. It will save you so much time, right? It will save you so much time by progressing and increasing the power of your town, right? So imagine in the past, in order for you to increase levels of your army buildings, you are basically stopping to recruit your army until your construction will be complete. Right now, you can continue recruiting army, increasing levels on research or any single activity while still using those buildings. And I believe that's really good, right? We should never ever forget about Warped feature. I know people might think that Warped feature is one of the most free-to-play friendly feature in the game, which I will not agree, right? Of course, for the skills which you can get the three, like make a 3-star skills as a pay-to-play player, it's way easier for pay-to-play players, but there is a one feature which is the most important feature in my opinion for the Warped section. The most important skill which has every single warped. Like for Golden Rock, that's exuberance. For Stribear, that's friendship. For Shadow Manticore, that's barbarism. For Barbed Manticore, that's puncture. For Sapphire Phage Drake, that's Pain Bloom. Those are like first skills are the most important skills for the warpeds, right? And it's impossible to make it 3-star even if you are paying money in this game, right? You can only make these most important skills to 3-star if you are collecting warpeds on a daily basis with your warrants and transferring your code warped experience to your main skills, right? For example, for Sapphire Fade right here, if I want to consume this Pain Bloom, I have to add 5 experience, right? It's impossible to make most important skill by 3-star by paying the money, right? You can only make these most important skills by playing the game. So now I have a question. Is Warped's most important pay-to-play feature, or is it more free-to-play friendly? I would love to hear your answers in comment section, because yeah, it's really interesting for me, right? The one more thing, one more feature which is left in this game to discuss is artifacts. And I believe Artifact have not gotten more free-to-play friendly. Artifacts got more pay-to-pay friendly feature rather than free-to-play friendly feature. And let me explain why, right? In the past, it was like Forge of Light was the event which has only one way to play, just to acquire artifacts, right? After some updates, Forge of Light has a different meaning, which is here, right? Let me show you the meaning of Forge of Light, and it should be here. Let me see. Yeah, wait, somewhere. Basically, in order for you to actually try your luck to get the artifact exemplar, which wish artifacts, yeah, here. Universal key. Draw 2,000 artifacts in Forge of Light or Riches of the Forest, right? Whenever you're gonna accomplish 2,000 draws in these events, during a Forge of Light event, you will have extra additional event which is called Exemplar Wish Artifact, right? And basically that's most free-to-play, but pay-to-pay friendly event in the game, which will make your legendary artifacts like epic legendary. It will be red, right? It will have additional effects, it will have more stats, and basically Forge of Light is one of the most pay-to-pay friendly event, and for the free-to-play players, I believe Artifacts got even worse, right? Artifacts got even worse in terms of free-to-play friendliness, right? But I think pay-to-play players should have something which they will pay money and will be stronger. If something like that is not in the game, then we're gonna lose the population of pay-to-play players in the game. And well, I can make a conclusion. Call of Dragons got way more free-to-play friendly than it was in past year. So if you are playing this game as a free-to-play friendly, basically from my own pocket, I have not spent a single dollar in this game. I got gifted the Alliance Dragon tickets from my Alliance members, from Doc and Offs, and I acquired the Bahron and Musyang from that, right? Other than that, I have not spent a single dollar from my own pocket, but I have played too close to 900 days this game. So, as always, I want to hear your ideas and your opinions about Call of Dragons. Is it more free-to-play friendly in 2025, or it was in the past? Share it, and if you like the video, press like, subscribe, comment. It gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye and good luck.